Hey, Don here. We're at the casino. We're setting up for a concert tonight, and I needed for this show a way to put our spotlight up on our scaffolding, and the tripod base was a little too big. I was afraid it would fall off. So I created a clamp to clamp to the scaffolding so it would be nice and secure for the show. I built that this week, so let's go in the shop and I'll show you how I did that. Today we're in the shop. I got a project for work. I got to figure something out here. We have a follow spot that we acquired. Here's the stand for it up on here. But we have some scaffolding that we use, you know, the Harbor Freight, the narrower scaffolding. When we do shows, we have to get the spotlight up in the air. So what I want to do, since the tripod base on this is a little bit wide for how much platform I've got, I want to mount this, or find a way to mount this pipe to the edge of the scaffolding itself, so it's all secure, stable, and it won't rock around when we're trying to use the spotlight. So I think what we're going to try to do is just disassemble this and see what we got for parts. So let me start there. I'll try to get these legs off. I'm not quite sure how this all works, but just looks like it's bolted together. So we'll start there. Let me grab what is that, a 1/2-inch wrench? Yeah, it's half. Oh, and these aren't very tight either, so is that a good thing or a bad thing? Don't know if I remember how to pronounce it. Lycian? It's a nice spot. First of all, smart move, maybe get this thing out of here. Let me set this down over here. All right, make this a little bit easier to work on here. Now, in a perfect world, these legs will come right off, and then all I have to do is make a bracket for this receiver pipe down here. Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, that's good. So here's what we got to work with. It's just a steel tube. So yeah, I think we're going to be able to come up with something. So let me look around and see what scrap I got and grab a piece of scaffold to pull over here so we can kind of take a look. Okay, I found a piece of C-channel that we can use, and I'm thinking I'll make a part that'll hook onto the rung, and then I can weld that right to this, and then I can create another one, maybe take about a 6-inch piece so it'll set right on here. I think this would probably be the most normal height that it sits, but then that pipe, let me grab it again, so that'll set a platform up here, and then I can have another one of these, cut a hole in the middle for this, and come up with some kind of a clamp, set that down, slide that on top, so it would sit just like this. And then this part here, adjust for my height on top. First thing, let's cut a couple 6-inch pieces out of that. All right, I think we're good to go. All right, I just took a flap this one to kind of clean some of the rust off so we can weld and work on it. Oops, let me get my glasses. Okay, I think I came up with a plan. So if we center this, slip it on here like this, that pipe will miss the rungs going up. Okay, so let me find the center of this. All right, so then what I've got is there's already a hole in the bottom of this. So I got a 1/2-inch bolt that we're going to sneak down through there, and then we'll bolt this on. That way this can still go back together as an actual tripod stand. So I'm not committing to welding to this. So I think that'll work great. Okay, looks like that's going to get it. The next thing I got to do is I have to mill a hole in here that this pipe will slide through. There we go. Okay, so let's see how that works. That ought to work. All right. That might be perfect. That's actually off an old light fixture. So all we got to do is drill and tap that right there. All right. I'm guessing it's maybe 5/16. Oh, good guess. 5/16, 18. All right. This, the tap drill size is an F. So that's what I got here. Let's go over and put those threads in. Yeah. I think we're good to go. Yep. Perfect. All right, first thing we got to do is slip this guy on. Slip this guy on. Snug it down. That goes there. Oops. It goes there. That's that. That is rock solid. That's going to be awesome. The only thing I got to do is maybe throw a little bit of paint on this stuff. I don't know if I don't have any out here because it's in the winter time, but except I got some of the rusty metal primer, so that's good. I could use that. I'll see if I got some black paint laying around here somewhere. I got it, and it's rock solid on here. This works, this works. Everything is painted. It's going to be perfect for what we need to do. So now if somebody can stand about this high and sit and work the spotlight and be above everybody's heads in the back of the room. That's it for me today. This is one good project off my list that I just wasn't sure how I was going to do it, and now it's done. That's the way to do things. Just work at it until you figure it out. And we'll see you guys next time.